Welcome to Morphic Labs, and today we're going to be discussing advanced correlation for markets, dynamical systems, random matrix theory, topological data analysis, and the death of static Pearson. And today we'll be discussing Chapter 2, Dynamical Systems and Phase-Space Reconstruction. But before getting into that, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up with more content like this. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're interested in increasing your market intelligence, which you should be interested in increasing your market intelligence if you're into trading or markets in capacity, if that sounds like you, I have a free market microstructure and trading systems course that will walk you through the foundations of market structure, the mechanics of trading market data and analytics. Plus, if you're interested in looking at markets from different angles, I have a free advanced market aggregation course that will walk you through advanced price-based aggregation, volatility-driven aggregation, information theoretic aggregation, order flow and microstructure aggregation, event-driven and hybrid methods, plus implementation and selection criteria. If that sounds interesting to you, links are in the description. Just sign up to be a free member, and you have both of these all to yourself for free. Now let's get into it. Today's video is going to be a little bit abstract, so put your thinking hats on. Hope you're ready, and let's do this. Chapter 2, Dynamical Systems and Phase-Space Reconstruction. The recognition that financial markets exhibit nonlinear dynamics has motivated the application of dynamical systems theory to economic and financial time series. Rather than treating returns as draws from a static distribution, the dynamical systems paradigm views market dynamics as trajectories evolving on an underlying geometric attractor. This perspective fundamentally changes how we conceptualize and measure dependencies between assets. 2.1 Tekin's embedding theorem. The foundation of phase-space reconstruction in time series analysis is Tekin's embedding theorem. This remarkable result states that the full dynamics of a deterministic system can be recovered from a single observed time series through delay coordinate embedding. Theorem 2.1. Let M be a compact manifold of dimension D, and let phi map M to M be a smooth diffeomorphism with a smooth observation function y that maps M to R. Then the delay coordinate map phi sub phi and y maps M to R to the 2D plus 1 defined as x sub t equals y sub t up until y sub t difference m difference 1 times tau, when you take the transpose of that, is an embedding of m for generic pairs phi and y, where tau is the time delay and m greater than or equal to 2D plus 1 is the embedding dimension. Now, I'm going to slow down a little bit because I'm assuming you probably don't know what a manifold is. So what is a manifold? A manifold, simply speaking, without giving your entire 10-minute video on what a manifold is, a manifold is a space, more specifically a topological space, where it's globally complex and locally Euclidean, right? Which just means that it is endowed with the Euclidean metric or the distance function. And compact just means that every cover has a subcover, or to keep it more simple, every single part or component that connects the manifold essentially also has parts that connect it, and those parts have parts that connect it, and blah blah blah. Right, that's what compact means. And essentially a diffeomorphism with smooth diffeomorphism. Forget the smooth part. What is a diffeomorphism? A diffeomorphism is an isomorphism between two differentiable objects, in this case compact manifolds. Now, what is an isomorphism? An isomorphism is a structure preserving map. Now, what is a structure preserving map? I'm not going to teach you category theory, so you're going to have to Google that for yourself. But since I got the terms out of the way, let me read that theorem again. Let M be a compact manifold of dimension D, and let phi map M to M be a smooth diffeomorphism with a smooth observation function y that maps M to R. Then the delay coordinate map phi sub phi and y mapping M to R to the 2D plus 1 defined by x sub t is an embedding of M for generic pairs phi y, where tau is the time delay and M greater than or equal than 2D plus 1 is the embedding dimension. If you still don't understand what the theorem means, I can't save you, bro. In practical financial applications, the time delay tau is typically chosen using the first minimum of the average mutual information function. I was covering mutual information in my previous videos. Go check it out. One of my information theory videos, so I'm not gonna really touch on that. While the embedding dimension m is determined via the forced nearest neighbors algorithm. The shadow manifold M sub x equals the set containing x sub t's in R to the m, reconstructed from financial time series, preserves the topological and dynamical properties of the original attractor up to a smooth diffeomorphism. Now, that's just mathematician talk for saying that all the properties and structures that are preserved by the reconstruction are invariant under smooth coordinate changes. Okay? This means that the geometric relationships measured in the reconstructed space reflect true dynamical relationships in the underlying system. Now, this is true, but it's only true with a caveat, right? Which is you have to pick tau in your embedding dimension very carefully. You can't just be picking these numbers randomly, because if you pick them randomly, your reconstructed space does not reflect the true dynamical relationships in the underlying system. Right? So you have to use algorithms that optimize these two parameters, tau and your embedding dimension, m. Convergent cross mapping CCM, developed by Suguhari and Neye, probably butchering your name, I'm sorry, and extended in reference 25, leverages this property to infer causality between time series by measuring how well points on one manifold can predict points on another. Market application. Phase-space reconstruction enables the detection of hidden coupling between assets, because these reconstructors, you can throw n-dimensional time series at them, meaning that you can throw 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 n dimensions or time series at these reconstructors. For instance, CCM analysis of S&P 500 sectors reveals that technology and consumer discretionary exhibit bidirectional causality during expansionary regimes, but technology drives consumer discretionary during contractions, a dependency structure invisible to Pearson correlation because it's useless. 2.2 Lyapunov exponents and predictability horizons. Here's where it gets very interesting. A central quantity in dynamical systems analysis is the Lyapunov exponent, which characterizes the rate of separation of infinitesimally close trajectories. A positive largest Lyapunov exponent lambda sub 1 greater than 0 indicates sensitive dependence on initial conditions, the hallmark of chaotic dynamics. In financial markets, this quantifies how quickly forecast accuracy degrades, where lambda sub 1 equals limit of 1 over t times the log of, or if you want to be more specific, the natural log of the modulus of delta of t over the modulus of delta sub 0, where t tends to infinity and delta sub 0 tends to 0. The inverse of the largest Lyapunov exponent defines the predictability horizon t sub pred is approximately equal to 1 over lambda sub 1, beyond which forecasts become unreliable. Reference 30 developed the standard algorithm for estimating Lyapunov exponents from finite time series, while subsequent refinements have addressed noise robustness. Empirical studies of major equity indices consistently yield positive Lyapunov exponents, confirming the presence of low-dimensional chaotic dynamics. Here's a table for some data insights. And the table is essentially a table of estimated Lyapunov exponents and predictability horizons. And we have 4 columns: asset class, lambda sub 1 daily, and t sub predict days, and the regime. Right? As you can see, the S&P 500 had a Lyapunov exponent of 0.12 to 0.18 and a predictability horizon of 5.6 to 8.3 days, and the regime was normal, right? So essentially trying to predict what the system is going to do beyond 5.6 and 8.3 days is a test of your luck, to say the least. Nasdaq 100 had a Lyapunov exponent of 0.115 to 0.22, and the predictability horizon is 4.5 to 6.7 days. Anything beyond that, and you're testing your luck. The regime, high volatility. USD and versus Euro has a Lyapunov exponent of 0.08 to 0.14, and the predictability horizon is 7.1 to 12.5 days. Anything beyond that, and you're testing your luck. The regime, normal. Crude oil had a Lyapunov exponent of 0.2 to 0.28, and the predictability horizon is 3.6 to 5 days. Anything beyond that, and you're testing your luck. The regime, turbulent. Bitcoin had a Lyapunov exponent of 0.25 to 0.35, and the predictability horizon was 2.9 to 4 days. Anything beyond that, and you're just testing your luck. The regime, speculative. Here's a very important sentence. The practical implication for correlation analysis is profound. Any correlation measure computed over windows longer than t sub pred conflates information from dynamically distinct regimes, producing spuriously stable estimates that mask true time varying dependencies. I'm going to read that again. The practical implication for correlation analysis is profound. Any correlation measure computed over windows longer than the predictability horizon, conflates the information from dynamically distinct regimes, producing spuriously stable estimates that mask true time varying dependencies. The advantages: captures non-linear causal dependencies, provides quantitative predictability bounds, no distributional assumptions required, model-free detection of regime changes. The limitations: computationally intensive for high dimensions, sensitive to embedding parameter choices, requires long clean time series, noise significantly degrades estimates. And that's about it for today. If you're interested in increasing your market intelligence, a free market microstructure and trading systems course that will walk you through the foundations of market structure, the mechanics of trading market data, and analytics. Plus, I have a free advanced market aggregation course if you want to look at markets from different angles that will walk you through advanced price-based aggregation, volatility-driven aggregation, information theoretic aggregation, order flow microstructure aggregation, event-driven and hybrid methods, plus implementation and selection criteria so you can pick the most optimal aggregator for your specific use case. If you found it interesting, the links are in the description. Just sign up to be a free member and have both of these resources all to yourself for free. And if you enjoyed this, hit the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm out.